Greetings and salutations. This is Rick Koppel coming at you from Denver, Colorado, from the Not a Linux Guru Guy channel once again. Another episode to show you how I converted my Cinnamon desktop into fancy Cinnamon desktop. Be right back. Howdy. Yeah, today we're going to take a look at how I changed my Cinnamon desktop to fancy Cinnamon desktop. You can do it too if you have a mind to do it. Not too hard. Just have to install something different than Linux Mint. You put your Cinnamon desktop on that. You get candy icons at least. That's one of the ones I kind of like a bit. Of course, I didn't install this operating system on my computer in order to get the candy icons, but since they were there and I got them. So I'm going to show you how to do that and how to do that, because a lot of people don't realize you can install icons on your computer, different ones. We're going to switch over to a screen. Take a look at that real quick. Here's my Cinnamon desktop. See how these candy icons is what they look like. Now Cinnamon desktop has a theme manager, which you go to themes, this is what you get. Now the only thing it seems like you can install on here specifically is the desktop graphic thing. Add remove. That's all you seem to be able to install. You have candy on here. On search function. Don't get anything. Nothing. So you think initially you think, hey, I can't install themes on candy icons on this thing. But nay, you can. How, you ask? Well, that's what I'm going to show you here in a minute. Now what I'm going to tell you about this is operating system I installed here was EndeavourOS, as I told you last time. I told you last time about some of the issues and difficulties in getting it set up. I had one more issue when I went to my Linux, not my Linux, my LibreOffice writer. It said I need to install English packs. Also noticed the spelling options weren't working correctly. I need to install a dictionary, one app said. So I went on and installed an English dictionary, and the spelling started working magically. Poof. Yeah. Then it said I need to install a hyphen thing, so I installed that too. How did I do that? Same way as I installed the icon, because EndeavourOS builds itself as a terminal-based system, which means they have more stuff done on the terminal than your average system. So that's why I wasn't able to find a software center on here, because they expect to use a terminal for everything. So here I have EndeavourOS Linux installed in the system. Now there's no candy icons that you can find on Cinnamon, Linux Mint Cinnamon. I've tried that before, because I wanted to see if I could get them on there, and no, there aren't. But you can install them on. This is Endeavour. Endeavour is an Arch-based Linux system, so it uses PacMan for its package manager, and you can find the candy icons on that. How? Well, now I'm going to say I have a alias. I use ASPM, excuse me, which goes sudo pacman, but I'm not going to use that, so you see what you're supposed to do. Sudo pacman SS small s, capital S small s, and candy. I did that first. And there it is, a Cariodoc. That's not what I want. Yeah, so it wasn't. I didn't find it initially. So then I looked at, instead of using Candy, I use icon theme. I got all these. I thought, wow, look, bunch of icon themes. And you can install any of these icon themes on here you want. But problem here was that I use the repositories, and that's why I couldn't find the Candy icon theme in the repository. So then you have to use yay, which is yours, and you do the same thing, capital S, small s, and then icon theme. It shows you all the icon themes there, and one of the ones listed was, I find it in here, is yeah, I realize this lists a ton of icon themes. See, you got all those icon themes you can go through. But we won't do that. We'll just use Candy. And there it is. You get the Candy icon, the icons get. So what I would do is I mark this. Oops. If I can do this correctly. Or it might be faster just to type it in, whatever works for you best. Copy it over. Then you can go back down here and go sudo. No, you don't use sudo with yay. Yay. And then S. And paste that in there. And then get in. Now I've already got it installed, as you can see, installed. So I don't want to reinstall it, so I'm going to leave it that way. Then when it runs, finish running, you install it, boom, the icon set's available in the list. So then you go back to themes, and here's what you'll see. Before, if you went to themes in standard Cinnamon desktop install, you'd see Adawait and Breeze, I think. There's a few others in here that you'd see. You wouldn't see very many options. You'd have one line of options to pick from. Now you can see I got Candy icons here. Yeah, Mate, I installed that on here as well. Paper icons. This Mate Forenza installed. So all these icons you can install in here if you want to. And you can, any of those you install in here will appear in this list. That's how I installed Candy icon, and then I just select the Candy icon and it automatically boot it up. If it doesn't, if on your particular OS it doesn't automatically show all these icons on here, what you do is you log out and log back in. Then it should show up at that point. So yeah, that was how I've done this. Now, EndeavourOS isn't probably the system you want to use for most people. I mean, it is a terminal-based system, as they say on the website, so that should warn you that it's not a beginner's distro. And yeah, because you had to install, there's little setup issues here and there. It worked pretty good though. I like the system. I like the thing, despite the difficulties in getting it set up, the printer to work and all that, and Bluetooth and having to install myself. Which these are all things like distribution like Linux Mint take care of. I'll tell you one funny story though why I always recommend Cinnamon Desktop and Linux Mint for my distros for beginners. Yeah, I was watching a video. I think it's TechHut. Yeah, TechHut. He was doing a distro watch, or he's doing a distro review on Linux FX, which is touted as a no. Back up. Correct that. he did a distro review on Linux Lite, which is touted as a distro for beginners. And he said he's not sure whether to use a Cinnamon desktop or the KDE or what. So he was going to find out. So he went over here to the menu, and it popped up a menu that looked a lot like this one. Not the plain icons and stuff like that. It comes with standard. They had adjusted it for the themed version of it a bit, but yeah, he wasn't familiar with Cinnamon that much, which I understand. If you're not familiar, you're not familiar. But he said that they themed it out to look like Windows. Which I said, no, that's standard. That's standard Cinnamon menu there. And anytime I see a menu looking like that, I know that's Cinnamon desktop right off the bat. And I said, as soon as the menu popped up, that's Cinnamon desktop. And it was. So yeah, that's why Linux Mint with Cinnamon is a desktop that feels somewhat familiar to Windows users, because apparently the menu is very Windows-esque in how it looks and operates. Which is, I don't think I liked it for that reason specifically, but I like how the menu works. Also like that you can connect it and make it a thing. But yeah, I wondered about the icon issue, how to get that on there. And that's how you do it. Now you can install CarioDock or something like that onto your system. Have a dock instead of a panel like is on here. You can spruce up however you want it to look. You can make it look un-Windows-like if you want to. So there you go. May even be able to install a different menu item on menu system on here altogether if you wanted to. But I don't want to. I like this one. Like how it looks, like how it operates. Have no problems with it whatsoever. So yeah. Let's go back and talk about it a little bit more. And this is EndeavourOS. Now this wallpaper here is a NASA photo I took from NASA site. And it's because I like spacey things. Which next time I hope I'm going to have a review of Fedora 33 for you to look at. It's got some very spacey looking desktop wallpaper, which I really like the way it looks. Score 1 for Fedora. So we're going to take a look at that next time, hopefully. Until then, may the Linux force be with you. Bye.